Welcome back to Emerald Delta, my City Skylines 1 vanilla build. In the last episode, we built our forestry district of Crescent Park, and the traffic in this area is still absolutely insane. However, one thing that I was trying to tackle in the last episode was our extremely high industrial demand. And obviously, we do have this industrial district right here, which can be expanded throughout the series. However, today, I want to move onto the other side of our current main road into the city and build a large office park area using a hopefully symmetrical design to what we have already built on this side in our pedestrianised zones and our emerging downtowns districts. This is hopefully going to be a very cool build, and I'm hoping to make it as symmetrical as possible to what we already have on this side over here with the football ground. So I'm going to start off by completing out these road layouts just to make sure everything is as symmetrical as possible. Obviously, from this point onwards, there won't be any symmetry, but we can see what we can do. So the office zone has grown up quite a lot, and as you can see, we still have insane industrial demands, but we do now have residential and commercial demands as well, which we will be fulfilling in this zone in this episode. Now, I want to get the symmetry of the two sections completed. Obviously, on the right, what we have already completed, I have this football stadium right here, and that is the key center point of this build. However, in this office zone area, I want to use the conference hotel. I unlocked the level 4 hotels from the Hotels and Retreats DLC, and this one contains 350 guests and can obviously make us quite a bit of money. In fact, the source of this entire city right now is the hotels. That's making $20,000 a week, and everything else doesn't even come close to that except for housing. So you can imagine how much money this is going to bring in. Unfortunately, I did unfortunately, mess up that road a little bit, but it did fit in perfectly right in the middle like this, and that is a perfect sight line. Obviously, it is green. I might change our color themes for our hotels, but that looks absolutely amazing. And outside the front, I want to do another small little park area just in this corner right here. It's going to be very, very small. In fact, I might not even make it a zoned park area. I might just make it a small little custom one. We're still going to be using the park park paths, but just run it along the middle like this, and we can build something that looks just a little nice central bit to this hotel. And if we go into props, I believe, or we can go into the tourism ones, and we can get, hopefully, maybe, does that fit in the middle perfectly? It does. We have that directly outside, or we could just fiddle around and see what other ones fit in. Does that actually? Got an idea here. I just want to see if this fits perfectly. This could be a pretty good build in. Does it? Yes, it does. That fits in perfectly in front of the hotel. So we're going to put the price up to the maximum on this of $50 per night. Now, we do have quite high sightseeing score on this, not very high business score. I don't know why, because we have all this office space here. We will expand our office spaces around this building, so this will get into the green zone more. Right now it's in blue, so you just want to move some more office zoning around here. which we'll be able to continue to do when we unlock this tile. But for now, I'll place down some more office buildings. These will fill in probably instantly, to be honest, just all the way around this building. And they will fill in pretty quickly, and that will get this score up. Sightseeing is at 10, and then we just have to put in some shopping areas around as well, which will be completely fine. Maybe on a side street along the side of the building. But this will hopefully drive up our income quite a bit. But I'm also going to work on bringing across our emerging downtowns onto this side of the main road as well. I do want to expand our city borders pretty soon, and the next milestone of 34,000 people is when we get the new area. This currently has 12,000, so we need to try fit another, we're at 28,000 roughly, so we need to fit about another 6,000 people in this section here, which we might not be able to do. We might have to cross over the bridge or move into other sections, and also put in some housing in this area right here, which currently is sat at a $95 per meter squared land value, which is absolutely insane. I think this is the highest land value in the entire city. That's at 76. That's at 94. This is the highest land value of the entire city. So you can see what we do around here. So while everything was being built up, Riverside University has now reached level 5. It's now a prestigious campus area, which means we have access to the final part of this university. I know we built it quite a few episodes ago, but it is something that builds up over time. I believe we now have access to these 3 buildings, the media lab, the volleyball club, and the trade academic school statue 2, and the School of Engineering. Now, we don't have much space left in this campus area, especially for a building this size. However, we do have this road right here. If I just cut off the power grids for a second, we cannot fit this in at all. So what I'm thinking of doing is we cut this stuff down a little bit and change things around. Can we fit it in there? We can't quite. Maybe over here? Yes, we can. So this isn't going to look brilliant, but hopefully from the river, we've got that site right on the river, which I totally planned, by the way. And then what we have to do is, I'm pretty sure our power is now not really that great. Why is that saying it's not connected to anything? That's definitely connected to something. Let's just delete that bit. Hopefully we still have enough power for this entire city. I don't think we've connected the power grids, which I built over here to here, but we should be okay. And then for the other buildings, we have the media lab, again another giant building, which I think that is one of our other specialist buildings. We placed this directly opposite or next to the river. I want this to be next to the river as well, placing this right here. That looks like one sort of continuous building, or as close as we're going to get to one continuous building. That is a little bit annoying that this is no longer connected, which means power for all of this is still fine. It's all still connected. I don't know why I had that power line in there in the first place. And finally, we have 2 more buildings. The beach volleyball club, well, that's obviously going to go down near the river, down in this section of the university, hopefully, if there's space, which there isn't. So we might have to move it down to about there, which is probably fine right next to the river. And we don't really need the academic statue too, but we will place it down on the main road close to our main entrance for the university. And then we can also place back down what I did demolish, which was the skyscraper. Which one did I break down? I broke down one of these ones, didn't I? I think it was that one. That's a bit too tall. The shortest one is what I broke down. This one right here. Not quite, but I think that fits better. And now we do not have anywhere near enough power for the city. I should have seen that coming. We can place this back down as well. There we go. Now all the power is back and connected again. These guys should all be resolved soon. Hopefully, I haven't got it on ×3. That's why. So these should all stop complaining of power right now. That is very, very good. Now I did mention when we get to 34,000 population, our next milestone area. So what I'm planning on doing next is expanding our emerging downtowns district up to this tree line and this main road here. This will hopefully bring in enough people for this next milestone of 34,000 people. And then on this side of the main road is where our central downtown areas will be. So I'm going to grid this out. I was not going to be symmetrical anymore. Now we're on another side of the main roads. We're going to do our own sort of design to see what we can create and hopefully make it look as cool as this side over here. We have now reached the 34,000 population milestone, which means we can buy our next tile. And I am going to go for the one right next to where we have been building all episode, right over here. This was originally going to be the third tile that I bought, but I went off this direction instead and messed up a bit. So what I'm planning on doing here is just finishing off this episode by expanding as much of this area out towards this rail line and filling up this zone with a large office park, housing, everything like that, getting us as close to the next milestone again, up to 46,000 as possible. Now, unfortunately, we can't expand this zone that far out because the zoning tiles aren't quite aligned with the direction I'm building this city. I've got the city going diagonally through the squares, so it's a little bit annoying, but we are going to fill up to this rail line here, getting as much of it done as possible. And then next episode, we can jump over and start working on our downtown regions, which will be absolutely amazing. So I'm going to start off by getting the roads over to where we want them to be. I'm going to have a train station on this line here for pedestrians, people like that. to come straight into our main business park, and then we'll also connect the lines through like that. So we can start working on a regional train network. We'll eventually go throughout the entire city, coming off the main lines, off towards whatever we decide to build. But that will be maybe next episode. We can unlock the end of our main rail network area here, where we have a large transport hub. But for now, we've got to get this built up. And I'm going to continue the pedestrianised zoning for all of this. There shouldn't be too much traffic because pedestrianised zones are never too bad, but we can just expand these all the way out and just see how much we can get out of this. So we have now finished expanding this district to fully encompass the entire area. Obviously, we still have a little bit of land down here that we can still work on. But two things that I've noticed during the time lapse is one, and you guys probably noticed this as well when I zoomed across, this station is absolutely ridiculous. I have a bit of a transport hub that I have built around this little park area, which I absolutely love. I love that I've built this now. It looks absolutely amazing in my opinion. You have the American football stadium right here, main train station, metro down here, and the trams come through here as well now. But these trains are bringing in hundreds of people per week. You guys probably saw it in the time lapse as I just occasionally came over here. But it is absolutely insane. You just see how many people are coming out of all of these stations. It is absolutely mental. I've no idea where they are going. I'm hoping they don't all take the trams and clog up the roads, because they were taking trams from the station to this stop here and then just clogging up all of the roads. And another thing that I have noticed is take a look at the amount of money that we now have. At the start of this episode, it was just around 2.5 million, I believe. Now it's on its way to 10, which is absolutely mental. So you can definitely tell that this office space has worked significantly alongside these two have definitely come in clutch with the amount of money they've brought in with our sports teams. But if we have a look at our income and expenses, we are now making so much money from the IT, not from the IT, from the office zones. Same from the actual high density housing that we have put in, and tourism, wherever that comes in. I think that's over here. Hotels and tourism. This thing, which we built right at the start, makes 7,000 a week. And I want to place down even more of these, because if we look into the zones where it can be placed down, everywhere that's bright green is basically perfect zoning for it. So we could put, if we put down like 3 of these, we're making 21,000 a week extra. Absolutely mental. I'd normally be going into a financial district build next to boost the amount of money. That's my normal progression of my cities. We do not need it this time. Obviously, we're still going to do it to unlock everything and just make an extra $14 million or something like that. But we do not need to do that. So next time, we will be working off on the actual downtown district. I want to work in this area right here. We're not going to have... We might be able to get enough to unlock this tile. We need 4,000, 3,500 more people, which we should easily be able to surpass just by having all of these housing areas level up to level 5. We don't have to zone anything else, and we'll get up to the next milestone. Unlock this tile, and then we can work around this area here, building a train transport hub over near that factory, which I can't quite access yet, and building our main downtown core of the city, or at least planning it out. And I'm planning on using either the Peanut Bowl Memorial Stadium or this underground one as like a central plaza for our downtown core, and then build the transport hub around it, because these things will bring in so much traffic otherwise. So I will definitely be putting these on the pedestrianized zones if I can do it, which I can't. But I would definitely be making sure that these things have enough public transportation to hopefully not clog up the entire city. But anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, then make sure to like and subscribe. I have so many plans for 2026, which I cannot wait to show you guys, both in Cities Skylines and in my Minecraft Row world. I have been Emerald Lord, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.